Welcome to another edition of Sam Walker OBX News Sights and Sounds. Joining me is First Light High School Athletic Director and men's basketball coach Chad Williams. Chad, thanks for taking some time out on a rather chaotic week for you, but I know it's a great week for you as well because this event that's coming up means so much. Tell everybody, one, what it is, what it's all about.
It's a basketball showcase, which is called Good Guys versus Cancer, and it's turned into one of the larger, more prestigious, I believe, basketball showcases in North Carolina. And it's all done in remembrance of my dad, whose name was Guy Williams, and so that's how it all got started. And this is year 6 out of 7. COVID got us 1 year, but we are been able to bring some awareness, to bring some really good basketball to Eastern North Carolina, some teams and athleticism and talent that people around here wouldn't get to see on a normal basis. But we've also been able to donate quite a bit of money to the American Cancer Society. We've actually been the number 2 non-collegiate donor in the country for the last 2 years from a Coaches versus Cancer event. So very, very proud of that, and also been able to do a little shot in the arm for the economy here. I think we're paying for about 285 hotel rooms this week. And that couldn't be done without the benefit of our sponsors, the Outer Banks Visitors Bureau and Albemarle Landscapes and Tree Service are our 2 name sponsors. Then we got a host of other people that are involved, and I'm scared to start listing them because I'm sure I would forget someone. But it's just turned into a huge community event, I think, and so the community's embraced it, and our kids look forward to it, and I think our fans look forward to it, and I know the teams that come here look forward to it.
I was going to say it started from the fact that we didn't really have something like this in our part of the state that drew big name teams. You had to travel so many years to go play some elevated competition to get yourself ready for conference play, to get yourself ready for playoffs. And that's where it came from, was trying to get to like you said, elevate the amount of the competition that not only you get to play at First Flight, but to also allow our other local high schools get a chance to play some big names and see some big names.
Yeah, and that's, I've always tried to, we're a little bit different in that we try to keep it local, yet also bring in really good national and state level competition, public and private schools. And year 1 we did it because when some friends of mine found out that, my dad had been diagnosed, we got invited to play in a Coaches versus Cancer event, which was in Asheville, and one of the requirements to go to that was you had to do a fundraiser. And so rather than, do a bake sale or shoot-a-thon or something and taking a few $100 up there, my idea was to, let's have our own event here in the East. And it has grown exponentially since then to something that I would have never have imagined us getting this far. We're 4 days, 24 games. We're playing during the school day on Friday, so our kids get to come this year. So that's something new, and they're excited about that. And it's turned into an event that takes a whole lot of work. And I've got a lot of people who are helping me. It's not just me doing it. A few years ago, I was actually buying the ingredients to cook the stuff in the concession stand and was cooking the stuff. And now I don't have to touch any of that. So it's there are times when I have to step back and say, this is why we're doing this, because it is worth all of the headaches, and the fact that I don't have a scoreboard working right this second is not one that's gonna make me sleep well tonight. But we'll figure it out. So it's just one of those things that you gotta figure out a way to make it all work.
Let's talk about some of the talent that you've had come through. I'll just go ahead and name one of them. We got to see playing yesterday on Sunday in the NFL. That's the level of talent you've been able to bring with the teams, but also the individual players that have come through in the history of this event, and the fact that the kids that we're going to see over the next 4 days are going to have a possibility of playing at that next level, whether it's basketball or any other sport.
Yeah, Drake Mays, who you're alluding to, Drake played for Myers Park. Myers Park's coached by Scott Taylor, who left Myers Park this year and is at Ambassador Christian, which is a new school, which is funded in part by Anton Jameson from North Carolina, whose son's on the team, and also by Joe Gibbs. So all of you Washington, and I'll call them the Redskins fans, know that who Joe Gibbs is for sure. So that's a new school that's coming, and we're excited. They wanted to include us in their first year, and But we've got approximately 52 Division I kids that'll be here this week. We got a kid who signed at Carolina, Isaiah Dennis from Davidson Day. We've got kids who had signed at Virginia until the coaching changed, and Chance Mallory at Stab. And we've got kids signed in the Big 12, the Big 10, the ACC, the SEC. So they're not just low-tier Division I kids. We've got really Power 5 Division I athletes that are going to be here, but we've also got Hatters playing Manio.
Yeah, I was going to say this is an opportunity also for not only to bring in some big name talent, but at the same time get our local teams an opportunity to play in a big stage and really to get the season tipped off in a way that in the past it might have been, friends and family. This is a lot bigger event than these kids probably won't get to play unless they make it into the playoffs.
Yeah, and that's something that has been important to me, is trying to keep that local feel to it. And last year was the first year that our girls played in it, and so they tipped it off, and they were so excited about being involved in it. And they're going to do that again this year on Wednesday. They'll tip things off, and then against Hatters' girls, and then Hatters' boys turn around and play Manio, and then we get two nationally recognized games that'll be happening right after that. And then Thursday, we'll start it with a national game, and then we'll play Camden versus Croatan, who's a really good team out of the southern part of the beach area. And then West Bladen from down near South Carolina is coming up and playing Currituck, which will be a good game. And after that, there'll be a national game. And then Friday and Saturday, it's just Katie bar the door with the talent that's going to be here. It's going to be as exciting as a time as we've had here. We always try to say it's bigger and better, but it really is this year. We may have traded in, some of the teams who've been here in the past for, we've got the number one sophomore in the country coming. CJ Rosser at Northern Nash. He's the number one player in the country. We've got the number 3 sophomore in the country, King Gibson from the Burlington School. So it's not just kids that are on the radar. These are kids who are legitimate number one draft prospects somewhere down the road. And we got Team Chambers out of Charlotte that's coming, and they are unbelievably fun to watch. John Marshall's coming back, was ranked number 1 in the country for about 12 straight weeks over the last 2 years. We got St. Anne's Belfield coming. We've got about 7 legitimate legitimate state contenders in their respective classifications and divisions. With the Miller School, out of the Albemarle area up in Central Virginia. And we've got Blue Ridge coming back again this year. We got Greenfield coming, who's got Kobe Edwards, who is one of the most electrifying players in the country. He's about 6'5" now, plays the point, got offers from a host of schools, including ACC schools, and his stock is just continuing to rise, and he plays above the rim, shoots a 3. So it's just there's a wide array of talent that's going to be here, and I think our folks are going to be incredibly surprised at how good these teams actually are.
Let's talk about you mentioned earlier how many hotel rooms you're booking for this event. And the Outer Banks Visitors Bureau direct involvement with this event. One of the things that they do obviously is trying to encourage these off-season events that brings people to the Outer Banks. And this, as you said, you've named off so many reasons why this event now has a national spotlight, and you're bringing national attention not only to the Outer Banks itself, but to what we can produce as events and sports. And I know that's very important to the success of this event.
Yeah, it definitely. We couldn't do it without the support of the sponsors that we have, and Outer Banks Visitors Bureau is number 1 there. So not only are we bringing awareness to the teams that are here and their fans and respective schools, but also the live stream that goes across the country. Every game is live streamed. The analytics of last year's streams and the number of views are astounding, to be honest with you. And it's not just from North Carolina. These games are people are interested in these games all across the country. So seeing where the demographics were and geography were from where those IP addresses were hitting to see who was coming to watch and or watching it online is pretty daggone cool, to be honest. But it is something that our economy needs this time of year, and so we are able to, with the help of our sponsors, foot the hotel bill for a lot of these teams to come. And 295 hotel rooms is not anything to sneeze at, and thanks to the local hotels, especially the Ramada and the Comfort Inn, who've stepped up and given us a good rate that we can offer these teams and their families that are coming. But not only are we doing it for the teams, but then I got a call. One school alone is their parents booked 15 hotel rooms in the same hotel. So it's not just what we're doing from our end, but also what the fans are doing. Coming to follow some of these teams. In addition to that, the restaurants. And so this year we're stepping out and we're going to feed a majority of the teams here. At least one meal while they're here. So with the local pizza places, or you might want to, wait till next week to order a pizza. There could be a delay in your order. If you're talking about getting 8 to 10 pizzas per team, and you got 24 games, it adds up pretty quick.
And then looking ahead, one of the things that's been talked about, you and I have had this conversation multiple times, what the future of this event holds, because this gym can only hold so many people. There's talk about the event site and the possible event center. This event could become kind of the marquee event to push that to the next level, couldn't it?
I would like to think that it could. I think that if we're going to grow, obviously the only way we can grow is with places to put more seats, more bodies. We're going to sell out. We know that at this point. We know we're going to sell out, or we're going to be at the point where it's almost uncomfortable. Right. So an event center would open things up to take us to another level. Right now, I would say we're the number 2 event in North Carolina behind the John Wall.
And that's very elite company to be in.
Yeah, that is the creme de la creme, and they get teams from all across the country. And if we're able to get to that level, then not only are we talking about the local following, but we're also talking about more nationally seen, more on the scene nationally, I should say, and the potential to bring in some, not just a live stream, but also some television rights and things of that nature. And there have been some discussions with that. There have been some discussions with some leagues that are not exactly high school leagues, but not exactly collegiate leagues that would like to become involved at some point, perhaps. And so, we're trying to do something different every year, and this year is going to be unbelievable. But it could be a situation going forward where we're going to take a step that is going to really surprise some people across the country.
Jay, how folks can get all the information about what's going on? Well, obviously, we'll have it below in the description. Got all the links there, but just tell them a little bit where they can find all the info about the event.
Yeah, goodguysversuscancer.com. And we got a website there. It's got the full schedule. It's got our list of our partners and sponsors, and also how to purchase tickets. There's 3 different packages available that are online tickets, which allow you to come and go. And that would be, a VIP pass, a tournament pass, and then a weekend pass. The VIP passes will stop selling on Wednesday morning. The other 2 will stay open. Those allow you to come and go. And the others, individual day tickets, will be sold at the door only. But there's, with seating availability, so with the games that we're going to have Saturday, literally the number 1 player in the country is playing before 3:00 on Saturday. So, that's where we are as far as the teams and the level of competition. And Saturday is going to be an absolute barn burner here. And it starts at 8, and the last one tips off at 9:30, supposedly. So don't ask me. I'm a glutton for punishment, I suppose. We're playing at 9:30 Friday and Saturday nights, and then I'll sleep next week sometime. So,
hoop heads, you're going to love it, though. That Saturday is just amazing lineup.
It really is.
All right, Chad, thanks so much for taking the time.
Absolutely.
All right.
Thank you. Appreciate everything you do. Thanks, Sam.
All right, and thank you for watching another edition of Sam Walker, OBX News, Sights and Sounds.